guys, welcome back to Tumor Talk, where we talk about neurofibromatosis. Neurofibromatosis is a genetic disorder where tumors grow on all nerves throughout the body. I have a special guest with me today. Her name is Laura Barbieri, and she has NF2. I know I should not be excited that I have a fellow NF2er here, but I am.
Going into brain surgery, I was kind of like, I just wanted to get it over with. Like, I just wanted it done and over with. I was not like nervous going in, actually. I think I was more nervous about like the facial nerve stuff, because at that point, when I went into surgery, I lost all of my hearing, like in that.
Right, it was like gone.
Yeah, so there was nothing for me to lose from that point. I just kind of wanted to like get over the hump and have done and like start to get better. I was more, and I was actually, I'd signed up for my first Ironman that year too, so I was like trying to get it.
So awesome.
I was trying to get it, I wanted to get it out so that I could like start training again. I was like very ultra motivated at that point, but so like I just kind of wanted to like.
How long was the surgery?
I think it was like 6 hours.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. Do you know how long yours was?
Yeah, one of them was 8, one of them was 16.
Oh, you had 2 removed?
Yeah. Oh no, I had one surgery. They debulked it, and then it grew back like 200%. Like it was very aggressive.
They're such.
Right, because we tried to save my hearing, and like the hearing didn't work. That didn't work, and so then they
just in your non-hearing ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then they completely took it out.
Yeah.
Well, completely. Like,
okay.
Left a little bit on the facial nerve, but like.
Okay, so they did 2 surgeries on the same side. Got it. Yeah.
Which, I was really nervous. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like the older I get, like, the more nervous I am, because the more that, like, I understand the risks. Like, I'm really surprised that, like, at 30, you weren't, like...
Yeah. So, on the one hand, like, this is what people were telling me when I got diagnosed. It's like, you're so lucky. And in terms of the diagnosis in general, like, you're really fortunate, which of course doesn't really make me feel any better.
Yeah,
like, I'm still
great. I have a brain tumor. I'm super fortunate.
like, and I'm gonna go deaf eventually, and all this other stuff.
How did you feel about that?
It was like earth-shattering, because I mean, like, I was a classical musician.
Yeah,
that's what I did for a living. That was my passion. Like, it's all my ears. It's all my hearing. Like, that's how I relate to the world, like, first and foremost, And
like, so, how do you cope with that? Like, I've always wondered.
Denial. Honestly, like, to a large degree, I'm sort of like, I just have to kind of go on, like, trying to live my life.
Yeah, I try to, like, push it out.
Right, because otherwise, like, what do you do? It'll drive you crazy.
What about sign language?
So I tried sign language. I did, and I have like such good friends, and like they all went to the class with me, like, when I was first diagnosed. But I was terrible at it, and like, so I went through and I just kind of gave up, and I was like, So again, like the denial thing, it's like, I don't need this right now. Maybe I'll try it again at some point in the future, So I didn't actually continue with it. Have you learned it?
So I went for college, and like every time like I walked in the door, like I was just like, this is so much deeper than like just me learning sign language. It's like what my future could be. And like I don't know about your classroom. My classroom was silent. It was a silent class.
I actually don't remember.
It was a silent class. It was a college course. So I did go alone.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was really scary of like what could be your future. And like I was like, you know what? Well, I'm not deaf now.
Yeah.
So like, and I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, but when I get my MRIs, or if I go to get my medicine and like I don't pass my kidney tests and stuff, and they're like start talking about surgery and me losing my hearing, I'm like, I wish I took that sign language class.
Okay, so I'm actually going through this now, because like for the last 10 years, so when I got diagnosed, they were like, you have maybe 3 to 5 years of like good hearing left, and this is at 30. They were like, you'll like probably get 3, and you're really lucky if you get 5, and it's 10 years later now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's been a while, and I still have basically 100%. I have tinnitus in that ear, but I have 100%.
Isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
Isn't that so annoying?
It's terrible. But I mean, like, like you get used to hearing only out of one side. Like, you just sort of become desensitized to it after a certain point. Like, I was in my office the other day, and somebody, like, we have all these wires and like machines humming in the office, and the person at my desk next to me is like, is that noise bothering you? And I was like, what noise? Like, and then she like pointed out to me. I was like, oh, I just thought that was my tinnitus. Like, I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me. Then I realized like normal people don't live with this, and it's something that is like It is. It's like a disability almost. It's like,
do you ever get it in your deaf ear?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I just learned that like a lot of the doctors are now thinking that like that's the nerve trying to find the pathway.
Is it really?
Right? That was so interesting, right?
Yeah.
I was like, repair it, fix it.
Yeah.